For nearly 12,000 years, it has lain hidden beneath the waves, a lost empire, dismissed as legend, until now. New clues have emerged from the depths, and an impossible secret is rising to the surface. Prepare yourself. We may be on the brink of discovering Atlantis. Plato first spoke of Atlantis over 2 millennia ago, describing an advanced island civilization beyond the Pillars of Hercules that vanished in a single day and night. He painted a tantalizing picture of a utopia powered by mysterious technology, with gleaming orichalcum metals and grand circular harbors. Atlantis, according to Plato, was wealthy, powerful, and ahead of its time, until divine anger brought forth earthquakes and floods that swallowed it whole. For centuries, scholars and adventurers alike have been captivated by this tale. Could such a place have really existed in our distant past, or was it merely an allegory warning of hubris? The question has launched countless expeditions and sparked fierce debate. Today, with cutting-edge science and a dash of daring, we're following a trail of clues that stretches across the globe, clues that just might lead to Atlantis. Our journey will take us from the scorching Sahara Desert to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean, from volcanic isles to the frozen ends of the earth. Each step brings us closer to uncovering one breathtaking truth. Our first stop is perhaps the most unexpected. Deep in the Sahara Desert of Mauritania lies a colossal formation so mysterious you can only truly see it from space. It's called the Richat structure, better known as the Eye of the Sahara. From above, it looks like a giant bullseye in the desert, concentric rings nearly 25 miles across, etched into the earth. Sound familiar? Plato said Atlantis' capital was built on circular islands, ring upon ring, surrounded by water. At the eye of the Sahara, we see rings of land, once perhaps encircled by water long ago. Could this be the ghost of Atlantis, left high and dry after millennia of geological upheaval? Standing on the ground there today, you're on an arid plain of sand and rock. But imagine this. Thousands of years ago, this desert might have been lush, even flooded. Some scientists believe the region was coastal, lapped by ancient seas. If true, the Eye might have been an island rising above the waves. Archaeologists have combed the site for any trace of a lost Bronze Age metropolis. So far, they've found no ruins, no pottery, no statues to prove a city once stood here. Skeptics call it a natural formation, a coincidence of geology, but the sheer scale and uncanny pattern ignite the imagination. Our search now moves from desert sands to the blue waters of the Mediterranean. Here, the air itself carries whispers of Atlantis. We sail to the island of Santorini, a beautiful crescent of land that is actually the rim of a colossal volcanic crater. Around 1600 BCE, Santorini, then known as Thera, blew itself apart in one of the most violent eruptions in human history. The heart of the island sank into the sea, and gigantic tsunamis raged across the Aegean. An entire civilization, the Minoans, was shaken to its core. Is this cataclysm the real event behind Plato's story? Walking amid the ruins of Akrotiri, a Minoan city on Santorini preserved in volcanic ash, you find stunning evidence of a rich, sophisticated culture. There are 3-story houses painted with vibrant frescoes, intricate indoor plumbing systems, paved streets, hallmarks of an advanced society. When Thera exploded, this flourishing world collapsed overnight. It's easy to see echoes of Atlantis here, a proud civilization swallowed by the sea in a fiery instant. Many historians believe Plato could have been inspired by tales of this eruption, passed down over generations. But was Santorini truly Atlantis, or just one chapter in a much larger story? Far across the Atlantic, the warm, crystal-clear waters of the Bahamas hold secrets of their own. Off the coast of Bimini Island, in shallow seas as blue as the sky, lies a curious formation that has fueled decades of speculation. Massive flat stones, rectangular and unnaturally aligned, stretch out in a straight path under the waves. This is the famous Bimini Road. To the untrained eye, it looks like a sunken roadway or the remnants of an ancient dock, just the kind of thing an Atlantean port might leave behind. The discovery of the Bimini Road in 1968 sent shockwaves through explorers and mystics alike. It seemed to fulfill a prophecy made by famed psychic Edgar Cayce, who had astonishingly predicted that evidence of Atlantis would rise near Bimini in that very year. Coincidence? Believers didn't think so. Ever since, divers have scoured these waters, imagining the stones as toppled walls or avenues of a lost city. Skeptics argue the slabs are natural limestone, fractured and settled in linear patterns by Mother Nature alone. Yet as you glide over them underwater, it's hard not to feel a tingle of mystery. Schools of colorful fish weave through what could be the foundations of an impossibly old harbor. Is it a trick of geology, Or are we truly drifting above the whispers of Atlantis? We now venture to the most remote and unforgiving place on Earth, Antarctica. It might seem like an unlikely destination in our hunt, but some of the boldest theories point to this frozen frontier. How could a land of ice be Atlantis? The idea hinges on a dramatic twist. What if Antarctica wasn't always covered in ice? Some researchers believe that shifting crustal plates and polar wanderings could have dragged a temperate Atlantis southward, only to entomb it under miles of ice. Incredibly, even Albert Einstein once lent his voice to this idea, writing a foreword to a scientist's theory of Earth crust displacement, an idea that could place Atlantis in Antarctica's distant past. Imagine a sprawling civilization now buried under the ice cap, perfectly preserved in a deep freeze for millennia. If Atlantis truly lies here, it would be the ultimate time capsule of an age no human has ever seen. In recent years, scientists using ground-penetrating radar have discovered intriguing anomalies under the ice, patterns that hint at ancient riverbeds, even what could be man-made structures. Could it be a city grid, or just the mind playing tricks with radar echoes? 2 miles of solid ice guard these secrets well. Just the thought sends shivers down the spine. An advanced city waiting silently beneath a desolate frozen waste, its towers turned to ice. If Atlantis is really down there, frozen in time, how much longer will it remain hidden from us? After journeying through legend and theory across continents and oceans, it may feel like Atlantis is everywhere and nowhere at once. But now, cutting-edge exploration is shattering that paradox with a singular discovery. Just months ago, a team of marine archaeologists mapping the seabed between the Azores and the Strait of Gibraltar detected something astounding on their sonar screens. At a depth of over 9,000 feet, the images revealed geometric shapes that nature doesn't create on her own. Massive rectangular outlines and long, straight lines carved into the ocean floor, forming a pattern too deliberate to be a coincidence. Excitement on the expedition vessel reached a fever pitch as an unmanned submersible dove downed to capture footage. What it saw through its cameras defied belief. Giant stone blocks encrusted with age-old coral, arranged as if in the crumbling remains of walls and avenues. Among the debris, there appeared to be pillars or columns toppled and half buried in sand. One explorer described it as stumbling on the Titanic of ancient cities, immense, forlorn, and undeniably real. And there was something else. Scattered among the structures were strange, carved symbols on stone, worn by eons underwater but still discernible. Could these be fabled inscriptions of Atlantis' lost language? The team surfaced with hearts pounding. They knew the world would be skeptical. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary proof. Samples were collected, images analyzed. The preliminary results are in. The stones are of a type not normally found on the Atlantic seafloor, and their craftsmanship hints at a human touch from a time before history. We might be standing at the threshold of a discovery that could rewrite the story of human civilization. Now, a wave of anticipation is sweeping across the globe. The pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. From the desert eye in Africa to the ruins beneath the Atlantic, the evidence for Atlantis is mounting in dramatic fashion. Yet, just as in a classic mystery, each answer spawns new questions. Have we truly found the resting place of that fabled empire, or is this merely another clue beckoning us further into the unknown? One thing is certain, the legend of Atlantis refuses to sink into oblivion. As our journey comes to a close, we stand at the crossroads of myth and reality. We've followed ancient maps, volcanic ghosts, and even whispers under polar ice, all the way to what could be the threshold of Atlantis itself. The next steps are as crucial as they are exhilarating. Will the next dive finally reveal an Atlantean temple or the remnants of an otherworldly technology hinted at in Plato's tales? The world holds its breath. In the quest for Atlantis, every discovery, every grain of sand brushed away from a stone artifact could be the one that changes history forever. Until that moment of ultimate truth arrives, the lost city of Atlantis remains a beckoning light in our imaginations, a mystery we are seduced to solve, a legend nearly within our grasp. Stay tuned, because the greatest chapter in this epic search may be the very next one, and it could transform everything we thought we knew about our past.